Welcome everybody to this dotacommentaries.com presentation. I am LD. I'm casting NEXT.kz versus KEITA Gaming. This is for the ProDota2 European division. NEXT.kz will be on the rating, KEITA Gaming on the dire side. Two of the more well-known teams in the European division. There's just so many good teams in Europe. Even though these teams probably most would argue, or most would not disagree, they deserve to be in the Pro division. For anyone who doesn't know, ProDota2 actually is a Pro and a non-Pro division. These two teams are in the non-Pro division. Of course, NEXT.kz has had some roster issues. They've definitely struggled recently. Ever since they lost their sponsorship, for whatever reason, they just have not been on top of their game. Certainly not playing up to the level they're capable of. We saw them in the past. They were one of the top European teams. And since then, I wouldn't say they're a bad team, but they've fallen off a little bit. Just want to make sure, since nobody has said anything to chat yet, that my microphone is not muted. Let me know if there's any issues with the audio or anything like that. But for now, I'm going to assume it's working. And y'all are just feeling a little quiet today. Okay, you can hear me good. The KEITA Gaming, on the other hand, they've formed relatively recently. I want to say within the past month or so. Of course, these guys have been playing with each other for a while. But they've gone through some, I believe it's sponsor changes, and possibly roster changes. I'm not sure about that. But they've been doing reasonably well. Probably both these teams, if there were two more slots in the European division for the quote-unquote pro teams, they would be there. But unfortunately, they're not. In terms of the bans coming out now, Leshrac and Panda, nothing too surprising there. Very strong heroes. Leshrac, of course, being the flavor of the month. Well, not really. The flavor of the past 3 months. In terms of his pushing power, in terms of his team fight. So good at getting towers with Edict. I was reading a bunch of posts today. I think one was on Join Dota, one was on the Something Awful forums. People clamoring for Edict to be nerfed because it's just so good at pushing towers. Now, I'm not saying I agree with that sentiment, but I can certainly understand it. Of course, Panda, Brewmaster, is so good for that team fight. And slardar gets the ban again. He's definitely been trending up when he first was released into Dota 2. I mean, let's be honest. This guy could not win a game to save his life. Navi, I think, broke the losing streak with Light of Heaven in that suicide lane. Still managed to get like a 20-minute Hood of Defiance and then a Radiance up around 22 minutes. Well, he got the Hood of Defiance a lot earlier than that, but the Radiance and the Hood of Defiance were both up around the 20 to 22-minute mark. And this was on the suicide lane. And ever since then, slardar has been doing better. I mean, I still would say he has not been performing anywhere near as well as he's done in the Dota 1 scene, especially not as well as he's done in the Chinese Dota 1 scene. But he's starting to make waves. He's starting to make his presence felt. Lycan gets the axe as well. Another strong pushing here. KEITA Gaming apparently does not want to get pushed down. slardar strong pushing here. Lycan strong pushing here. And then, of course, Panda, not traditionally thought of as a pushing hero, but Clap is good for clearing creepways. He's very tanky. He can stand on the front lines and tank up those creeps without any issues. And of course, his ultimate is going to scare everyone away from the tower. So in that sense, he's not a half-bad pushing hero. Speaking of pushing heroes, Prophet and Chen both make it through, and neither one is picked up by KEITA Gaming. Instead, NEXT.kz is going to take the Prophet with the first pick. This draft is going extremely quickly, and Chen's going to be the second pick for them. KEITA with their first two picks going to go for tidehunter and Darkseer. So clear divergence in terms of strategy here. One team going heavily for team fight, one team going heavily for push. Now, of course, both these teams, there's a little bit of overlap. You know, the heroes are not exclusively in those roles, but generally, you pick tidehunter, you pick Darkseer for really strong wombo combo, really strong team fight. Speaking of that, Enigma is on the board. I would love to see NEXT.kz pick them up, not only to pick it up for themselves, but also to deny it to KEITA Gaming. We'll see if they go that route. It would fit pretty well into both teams. And I think if NEXT.kz gets that, you're going to have a really hard time stopping their push between the Chen creeps, between the Prophet creeps, and of course the Enigma Eidolons doing decent damage as well. Yeah, the viewer count is very low, just because I advertised it at the last minute. So if you guys are just tuning in, you want to help me out a little bit, feel free to make a post on Reddit or Team Liquid or wherever you like to talk about and watch Dota. Otherwise, it'll be a cozy affair for today. Queen of Pit is the pick, so they leave Enigma on the board. I'm very curious. Will KEITA scoop it up? That Darkseer Enigma combo, if you did not watch the Star Series LAN, honestly, I don't want to say stop what you're doing, but as soon as this cast is over, go check it out. There were so many fantastic moments where Darkseer vacuumed in, Enigma followed with the Black Hole, vice versa. Huge team fights breaking out at Roshan left, left and right. And hopefully we'll see. I mean, I would love to see the Wombo combo. Of course, one of the downsides to the Wombo combo, which I have not mentioned, Well, there's two main ways to counter it. One is buybacks, which is not really a reliable way, but hey, if you're really far ahead in terms of gold, you have a prophet, he could buy back, TP right back into the fight, and those ultimates will be down for a very long time. The other way is to pick up heroes who can deal with that. So Panda would be an example, he's banned. Skeleton King would be another example, because he has 2 lives. So yeah, you drop the Ravage, you drop the Black Hole, you kill him once. Good luck killing him a second time, especially with that wall not available. Of course, you know, Skeleton King has his downsides versus the Darkseer. You are giving away that Vampiric Aura if you get sucked into the wall, but there are ways to deal with this wombo combo if KEITA goes for it, and it definitely has its drawbacks. So I'm not trying to sell it as some sort of unstoppable strategy, but man, it's scary. Really, any of those ultimates is enough to completely break a game open. Then you combo all 3 together. You also have to keep in mind, Enigma is a good pushing hero. And you know, Tidehunter's a pretty strong roaming, laning, and ganking hero early on. So it's not like that's all you get. You just get it's, you know, the icing on the cake is that wombo combo. KEITA taking their time here with the 3rd pick. Really taking their time. Actually, both teams are. They slammed out those first few picks immediately. And then this second stage really been eating into the bonus time here.
Windrunner at your service.
Hi, Winesbig's mom. Shout out to you. Windrunner is going to get picked up. No surprises there. Of course, we all know how good Shackle Shot is. We all know how annoying Windrunner is to try and kill off. Riki will get the axe as well. Yeah, Riki would be pretty annoying for the Radiant to deal with. There are a lot of squishy intelligence heroes who rely on their spells. Furion wants to TP out. Chen wants to be sending allies home. He wants to be taking over creeps. He wants to be healing his allies. And of course, KEITA wants to be blinking. She wants to be dropping Shadow Strike. A lot of very caster-reliant heroes. I like the Riki ban. There are other ways to isolate them. For example, Storm Spirit is in the pool. Storm Spirit can be very strong against these heroes. He was trending upwards for a while. Apparently my cat thinks that Storm Spirit should be the pick too. But more recently, hasn't been as popular. Of course, that was a Darer favorite. At least when they had their old roster together. They've gone through some issues with that roster. I know Korok plays a pretty mean Storm Spirit for X-Gosu. So these teams may not favor that hero, but I think it could fit in nicely. One of the benefits to Storm is he gives you ridiculously good initiation. So, you know, you can zip in from very far away, pull the Tidehunter, pull the Darkseer. Shut the hell up, cat. And really shut down the wombo combo. If you, or for example, Enigma, if you grab him and pull him before he's able to get his ult off, before he's able to really drop a Malefice, then you can completely mess up their team fight. Oh my god, you are really freaking out, huh? So my cat, sometimes when she's being too attention hungry, the only solution is to flick water on her, which I just did. Then she scrambles off. Don't worry, she's been fed, she's been cared for. She's just very greedy. Enigma does get the axe. Smart ban there from NEXT.kz. I mean, I piped up that wombo combo, and then Enigma getting banned out, so we're not going to see it. I can't disagree with really any of these bans. A lot of strong initiators, a lot of strong team fight heroes getting banned out. So the question is, who remains? I mean, who do you go for now? Crobulus is one hero that I don't know if anyone just caught that match that was played with a Crobulus. So I'm not going to spoil it. Between DTS and Navi, it was a pretty fantastic match, I have to say. And Crobulus was, or the Death Prophet, as she's known in Dota 2, was just absolutely ridiculous that game. Such a strong pushing hero, so tanky. The AoE silence cannot be underestimated. A very good farming hero early on. And ultimately, it was pretty potent in that game. So maybe we'll see one. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. If you want Wombo combo, I mean, technically, she's not really an AoE hero, but the ult does so much damage, it might as well be. Really strong team fight ability. I'm going to take a moment here, sip my water, while KEITA Gaming eats into what little of their bonus time remains.
Witch Doctor!
Witch Doctor! I like the way he says that. So how does Witch Doctor fit in here? Well, he gives you a potentially strong team fight. Of course, the heal is nice if you want to go that route. He gives you some good, in terms of anti-push as well as push. Keep your allies alive.
Slardar.
He gives you a decent way to burst down heroes. If you drop a Maledict while someone's stunned, you can bring them down very quickly. This is good versus mobile heroes like the Queen of Pain. The Prophet's not mobile in terms of how fast he runs, but of course he can get all over the map with that teleport. So in that sense, it works well. Cask is pretty strong against Chen creeps. Of course, at the same time, the Chen creeps tank up the Cask. So I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm not sure what this Witch Doctor pick is all about. I mean, they needed a support. That much is clear. Certainly, he gives you a stun. Maledict can be powerful. I wonder if that was the correct pick. Vengeful Spirit is on the board. Heck, Crystal Maiden is on the board. Heroes that offer you a little bit more reliability in terms of their nukes, in terms of their stuns, and of course Venge gives you a very nice ability to initiate if she gets good levels. KEITA really eating the bow tie. It is going to be the Death Prophet. Oh man, I'm excited. So I don't want to say I called that one, but hey, I mentioned it was a possibility. Here she is. Someone mentioned NEXT.kz just played a best of 3 against Quantic for DD, Monkey Business, Eclipsia, whatever you want to call them. So if that's true, then yeah, expect them to be a little burnt out right now, or potentially warmed up. This is, I mean, if anyone here is a fan of, I don't know, pro sports, especially in the U.S., there's a lot of debate about this. Is it better for a team to come into the playoffs and not have a bye, and then they're going to be, going into, their first match, their second match, they're not really going to have any time off, so there's no time to get don't have any time to rest and recover. So if your players are injured, if they're just worn down and they want to break, is it a benefit or is it a downside? There are certainly different opinions on the issue, and there's no clear evidence one way or the other. In terms of statistics, everyone has their own opinion. Now in Dota, physical injury is less likely to be an issue. Of course, there are repetitive stress injuries, but for the most part, those are not going to be deciding the games. So I'm not going to say that NEXT.kz has a clear disadvantage or advantage, but it's something to keep in mind. They did just play a best out of 3, according to someone in the chat. So while we are waiting here, I will go ahead and introduce the players that I can, as one of them has not actually loaded into the game yet. Mantis going to be handled by, or Prophet going to be handled by Mantis. Our men going to be on that Slardar. 570 on the Venomancer. Equal going to be playing that Queen of Pain, and of course Lucky playing that Chen. I'm very curious how they'll run the Chen. Will it be a defensive jungle? Will he go offensive? Will he be looking to push early? Will he be looking to just farm up a little bit? I mean, with Chen and Prophet, normally the way you want to play this is go for a kill and then turn it into a tower. We'll see if that's what they end up doing. It does depend on getting those early kills. And frankly, the only hero you're likely to pick off on KEITA right now is that Witch Doctor. Now, Crobulus perhaps, but she'll most likely be mid, and mid is a difficult lane to gank. She's also, I mean, she's not super tanky early on, but she goes for tanky edits pretty quickly. Witch Doctor, of course, very squishy, but you're not killing Windrunner in all likelihood because she's got that Windrun. Darkseer's got Surge, and of course Tidehunter. It's just a huge fish that nobody can kill quickly. While we're waiting, let me introduce KEITA as well. We have Bon Jaja playing that Witch Doctor. Quick's going to be on that Windrunner. Pinoy handling the Tidehunter. Pinoy in Europe, interesting. And Nikwa going to be on the Darkseer. Is NEXT.kz wondering what this pause is all about? I am too. Hopefully we find out soon. While he's smoking, I'm going to get water. So hopefully I don't miss too much. I'll be right back. Oh yeah, excuse me. NEXT.kz was just played in the Premier League. I really should know that since I'm staff commentator for DC. There's just been so many games, guys. Like, I don't know if anyone's been watching today. Not just my stream, but of course all the other, big streams out there. There's been like, what, 50 pro Dota games? I'm exaggerating a little bit. But there have been a lot. So if I'm, it's hard to keep track of. I know Luminous Nebula are actually preparing right now for the next Premier League match, or I believe that's going on. And man, there's so many games going on. You think you know a team? Huh. 20 minutes, 40-minute smoke break? Is that what we're looking at here? Yeah, but there are just so many, like, you think you know how a team plays, and then you find out, well, they ran a completely different strategy 5 games in a row since the last time you watched them, which was 4 days ago. And then you're like, man, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I think he's trolling. At least I hope that's the case. Well, if you need to take a smoke break, guys, now it looks like it might be a good time. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I was all tapped, so I believe I've introduced everyone. Oh, and of course, how could I forget? Wall Leader on that Death Prophet. Guessing we'll see him go mid. We're going to see a farming windrunner. Looks like a solo top Dark Seer. And then Bonzaja, man, I can't pronounce that name. Zajaja, gonna be playing that Witch Doctor in the hard support role. He's picked up the wards, headed down towards the bottom lane. Now, the wards will be crucial in this game. Whenever you're up against the Chen, you really want to try to shut down his ability to jungle. But of course, it becomes a mind game kind of situation. Man, Lucky has really played hard support, guys. This is how it is done. Either you hold the gold in the bank for the sentry wards, or you just go ahead, go balls to the wall, buy observer wards, buy sentry wards, and buy a smoke. Who needs tangos? Who needs stat items? Just spend all of your gold on the wards, because hey, if you get those early creeps, you get those early kills, you'll be rich in more ways than one. Very odd ward being placed. I believe this does block this camp. Although it's kind of at the boundary of the spawn. Immediate D-ward from Lucky. Man, Lucky on top of it. Obviously, you know, that ward was dropped in vision of NEXT.kz, but what a boss. Another ward gets dropped. So Chen's juggling will not be shut down at all. I mean, this Chen is completely prepared. 2 wards were blown. I bet this ward is going to get D-warded immediately. Will Lucky drop his sentries? That's the only question I have right now. If you want to learn how to play support, guys, take notes. Lucky is putting on a clinic today. And frankly, a Chen who has all these camps available, it's going to be tough. Especially if he kills this ward. This bottom lane, it looks like it is an offensive tri-lane. They're going to be pretty hard to take down, but Chen is generally one of the stronger ways to deal with tri-lanes. Because those creeps are just so tanky early on, they do a lot of damage, and it does get dewarded. I looked away for 1 second, down it goes. So the tri-lane is going to have absolutely no vision. They can buy one more set of wards, but Witch Doctor not going to have the money for that for now. Of course, those could get dewarded too. So NEXT.kz off to a fantastic start here. In the bottom lane, we're going to see a Slardar and a Venomancer. Duelated up, Chen immediately taking over a Satyr Hellcaller. Going to be doing a little bit of jungling, and Bonjaja and Pinoy don't want to see this happening. They're going to rotate over. Venomancer, meanwhile, pulling into the bottom lane. Thanks to that quick D-ward, we'll be able to get a little bit of extra farm. And the Dire don't really have the heroes to punish this. They don't have any amazing pushing heroes. They don't have an Enigma with Eidolons. They don't have a Furion with Treants. They don't have a Chen or an Enchantress with big creeps. So sure, you've got nice nukes, you've got some ganky power, but you're not going to push down the tower. If all goes well for NEXT.kz, Gale initiation on Boljaja. He's in a little bit of trouble here. The fight goes back the other way. Will Venomancer go down is the question. He's taking a bunch of damage. He will go down first, but not before Slardar picks up first blood on that Witch Doctor. Nicely played. Prophet joins the party. He does not have Sprout yet. Windrunner should be able to skate on out of here. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, nothing too much doing. Just equal Wall Eater trading some hits. So in the end, the first blood, let me just make sure I got it right. Yep, it went the way of the Radiant. It was certainly a close trade. Now, the downside of the Prophet joining that fight is it means that Nikwa will be able to be pushing this top tower. He'll get a little bit of extra uninterrupted experience. As there is a rotation in the middle lane, man, KEITA taking a bunch of damage. While Pinoy did not get the kill, he's putting Equal in a pretty bad situation. Equal trying to get that bottle up. Not going to be able to just yet. So it is tough times now for both teams, really. So many consumables being chewed through. If this was a kitchen, it'd be fresh out of everything except maybe, I don't know, mayonnaise and mustard. The condiments would be all that's left. Chen going to be running into Tidehunter. Pinoy still level 1. Sure, you've got a haster, and Chen doesn't care, though. He could just right-click you. Actually connecting on that Satyr Hellcaller with the Shockwave, so nicely played by him. Great start for Lucky. He's almost hitting level 3. Of course, he still has those wards and the smoke. And he didn't use the smoke the last time around, so that is available to him if he wants to go for another gank. And again, there's no ward here. This is so important early on if you're running with the Chen. You want to be able to get these early ganks off. Pinoy running back in, the haster wears off. Worst possible time. Well, I say worst, he just spots the Chen. So it looks like everyone in KEITA are going to be safe for now. Slardar getting some XP and much needed farm at the tower, and KEITA not going to be able to dive that. Let's take a look at levels, as I think this really tells the tale of how the game is going. Tidehunter, level 1. Bonjaja, level 1. Sure, you've got a Windrunner at 3, but you compare that to the supports of NEXT.kz. Chen level 3, Venomancer level 2. This tri-lane is not working, and this is one of the hardest things about running a tri-lane. If you're up against a strong jungler like Chen, how do you get the levels? How do you shut down Chen? I mean, wards are one idea, but if he gets a good start, at this point, I mean, even just with the one creep, it's going to be so hard to do anything. Smoke goes out for Lucky. He's got 570 in tow. They're going to be looking for a kill mid. Now, similar to a Nevermore or a Shadow Fiend, one of the reasons why teams don't pick Death Prophet as much is she's not mobile and she's pretty squishy. She's a little bit tankier than Evermore, but she's probably going to go down here. Shadow Strike to initiate. Prophet thinks about joining. Stop, misses. Will that be enough to get away? I don't think so. The Venomous Gale did hit. She is going to go down. Nice rotation from Lucky. This is why Chen is almost always bad. And we're going to see another smoke gang coming out, but this time it's level 2 here, as there's no jungle creep. And I sincerely doubt this will be effective at all. Slardar, of course, pretty tanky. And he's very defensively located at his tower, thanks to this pulling. So, you know, they want to play the Chen's game, they want to try and smoke gank, but it's just not easily done. Well, it might not be easily done unless Venomancer runs into both of them. Cask, Gush, Anchor Smash, denies the rune, nicely played. Will he salve up? Witch Doctor trying to hold that last auto attack to prevent it. Salve should be coming out momentarily. Salve does come out, 570 wasting so much time. Are they going to continue to chase? They are. This time for some epic tree jukes. Heading farther up into the trees. Pinoy's got the scent. He's a bloodhound, he's on the chase. 570 wasting so much time. I know this is like a clear death, but he's still alive! Oh my god, Rosie, they can't find him! Is he gonna eat his way to the trees? Pinoy getting so juked, breaking his own ankles. Will he get away? Venomous Gale comes out. Finally, he's trapped. They pin him down. The heal coming out from the Witch Doctor, tanking up as best he can. Even though he went down, that was almost worth it. I mean, you're SD2 heroes that much time. You're only a level 2 Venomancer. So it's not exactly a prized kill to be had. They used to smoke to get it as well. The illusion room was denied. Yeah, Benny Hill theme music, any sort of carnival music would be highly appropriate there. Normally I wouldn't check this early, but there's been so much action in this game, so much back and forth. Gold difference, only 500 early on, which is actually a reasonable difference. Of course, as I check it, action mid. Queen of Pain goes down to the Death Prophet, who has picked up her ultimate. Pretty surprising, honestly, that Equal would go down there. And I say that because he got a gank mid from the Chen and it worked. Wall Eater died. Normally, if you get the first kill in your lane, I mean, granted it was not a solo kill. The experience was split. But normally if you get those kills, you're going to be off to a fantastic start. And it's very surprising. Also, Queen of Pain, you know, while she's got the blink, you can silence her out of it. But Shadow Strike, decent escape mechanism as well, thanks to the slow. That being said, Equal's still doing pretty well in terms of items. Bottle up, boots up, Null Talisman up. Prophet picking up the ultimate. He has hit level 6. He's going to let the enemy team know about it. Lucky looking for some initiation here, Pinoy. I want to talk about the Prophet, but I'm not sure if we're going to have an opportunity to. Prophet TP's in, sprouts himself in with the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor holding onto that cask. Does drop it now. It's not going to bounce. Nice positioning for Mantis. Bon Jaja just delaying the inevitable. He did get 1 point in the heal. Tower shot not going to hit. And Quicks might have to back up. Yep, he is going to back up. Of course, once again, this is leaving Nikwa all by his lonesome on the top lane. And he will, you know, this is not the kind of situation where he's sad he doesn't have a girlfriend. He'll be happy to farm it up. He said he level 6. But what did I want to talk about with the Prophet? Of course, everyone knows his ult's a very good ability to have in general. But it's really, really strong if the enemy is underleveled and underfarmed. And we're looking at a level 2 Tidehunter, a level 3 Witch Doctor. That ult hurts. It hurts pretty bad. Gale on the Tidehunter. Speaking of getting hurt, Lucky will go down. A little bit greedy play. Slither and Crush on Witch Doctor. Will Witch Doctor be able to survive? He's pretty tanky thanks to that heal. Creeps doing what they can. In comes Prophet. Has the Hand of Might. He's already picked up. You're going to be sprouting the Tidehunter. Will Tidehunter be able to survive? Slither and Crush on nothing. Misplay by our men. Not going to matter. Nice Shackle shot. And Mantis in the end should be able to... Or not Mantis. Quicks. In the end should be able to skate on out of there. Top tower is being pushed. This is very back and forth, but it's pretty scary when you give a Prophet this good to start. He's level 7, and yeah, you've got a level 7 Darkseer, but let's be honest. Darkseer doesn't have global teleport. He doesn't have an ultimate that can hit anyone on the map at any time, and he doesn't have a Midas already. I can't talk for 1 second. Come on, guys. Stop killing each other. Equal goes ahead, gets a kill on Wall Eater in the middle lane. Now, that's what I would expect. I mean, you really should win that lane if you get that early gank from Chen. Let's see, what is Nikwa going for? Looks like he's rushing a Hood of Defiance. Very smart choice. If you look at the Radiant squad, a lot of magical damage. 570 gets gushed. Anchor Smash to follow. Witch Doctor doing what he can. Bounce does not bounce those magic immune creeps. I think Venomancer is going to go down. Yeah, one more Anchor Smash does it. Pinoy with like a 600 range melee attack. That'll be good for the kill. Equal heading towards the bottom rune. It's a race, and of course this is where Queen of Pain excels. Blink, 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 Blink! Oh, gets denied by Wall Eater. Might get silenced. Oh, the silence doesn't have a pointed silence. I figured he did. I mean, how do you kill a Queen of Pain without silence? Can someone explain this to me? She really should not die. I mean, that's got to be lag or just a misplay by Equal. I'm kind of sad I missed that kill. Equal blinks in a wall eater. Gush! And out comes the carrion swarm. I think Equal's going to pay here for his aggressive dive. Yeah, he is going to go down. Tidehunter just in the right place at the right time. Back up in the top lane. Mantis is frantically trying to defend his tower. He's got 10 fingers and there's like 500 holes in the dam. So sooner or later the tower is going to go down. Lucky looking for an initiation here, a wall eater. He's got 2 creeps. Gale, stomp, clap, and down he goes. Nice combination there. Of course Mantis might pay as he's getting dove up top. Normally you'd think that Prophet could just TP out, but whenever you're dealing with that vacuum, if you try to TP, you'll get vacuumed and then you'll most likely die. Immediate TP in from Queen of Pain, who has the ultimate. I think Nico's going to die here. Shadow Strike, ultimate. A lot of stuff used just for one here, but she does get the kill. And that is a very leveled up Darkseer, so that's totally worth it. I mean, you're getting a big hero kill. So who cares if you're dropping the Sonic Wave? There aren't too many big team fights early on. I'm going to go ahead and say that was a great play. Chen doing what he can in the meantime. Lucky has already hit level 6, but so is Pinoy. So despite the really slow start from KEITA, the game is really swung back around. One thing to keep in mind, of course, is Prophet has had that Midas up for a while. Looks like he's going to go for a Necronomicon. It could be a 4-staff, but I'm going to say it's a Necrobook, as that's just has such nice synergy with the Chen. With their generally strong pushing heroes. Also is good with the Slardar because he's got that bash. And he's got amplified damage, so all your physical attacks going to be hitting a little bit harder with the increased attack speed and the minus armor. Queen of Pain strolling into a Death Prophet who's got a DD rune. No silence again! I mean, I'm not sure if Wall Eater's just expecting that Equal's going to blink out and so he's not dropping it, but you might as well give it a shot here or there, especially with the Tidehunter with Ravage in reserve. Oh well, in the end he opts not to go for it. Nico continuing to farm on the top lane. I believe 500 gold away from the hood. Opted to go back for Arcane Boots. It's a lot of mana regen. I mean, personally, I feel like just getting the Arcane Boots or the Soul Rain is fine. And you don't really need both, but certainly the Arcane Boots will help the team. And they are fairly mana dependent, but I feel like in this game you really want to get that pipe up as quickly as possible. And the Arcane Boots will cost you a pretty penny and set that back quite a bit. Speaking of farm, how's Slardar doing? He had a pretty tough lane up against the tri-lane bottom. Slithering Crush on the creeps really died. Ion Shell! Fortunately, Prophet is on his side. Tidehunter really wanted to dive that. Action on the bottom lane. Quick's in trouble. Windrunner has already been used. Getting close to a mechanism. Oh, big Ravage from Tidehunter! Not going to be enough, though. Lucky pops the Hand of God. Fight going back the other way. Vacuum in. Darkseer's here. And that's time for everyone to run. Lucky is barely escaping with his life. Cast bouncing decently. Will it bounce enough is the question. It doesn't look like it will. Gale going on to Nico. Nico gonna die. Oh man, Queen of Pain. Where is she? Where is she? Oh, going for Wall Eater, who's just gonna go ahead and TP out. I guess you could say one of the weaknesses of the Radiant lineup as we see that TP out is they don't have very many stuns. They have, I mean, Chen if he has any creeps. That's an unreliable stun, but it's a stun. And then they have Slither and Crush. That's it. So if they want to stop these TPs out, they're really going to have to get a lot of burst damage or pick up some disables. Looks like the tower will be going down bottom. Last hit done by the Prophet. If he wants to go for that Necronomicon, he's only about, what, 400 gold away? Something like that. Maybe a little bit more. Wall Eater, on the other hand, how's he doing? Not too good. Let's take a general look at items as I start to check. Hood is up on the Darkseer, so in spite of going back for their Arcane Boots, he's only 1500 away from the pipe, which for a Darkseer is not really that much. Things to keep an eye on, though. Witch Doctor still only level 5, Tidehunter only level 6, Chen up to 7, venomancer up to 7, action in the middle lane. Wall Eater, he's gonna be okay. I'm like terrified to check items because I know I'm gonna miss about 5 kills. Got away with it there. Dare I go back for another try? Thank you, R-Man. Clearly listening to the cast. I know Crix was close to the mechanism. Yeah, 600 away. That's going to be pretty big. If you look at the Radiant, Prophet could have had a mech up. Well, I mean, he could basically have a mech by now. But with his fast start, they don't really have much late game. I mean, you've got a Slardar, Queen of Pain's decent. Well, Prophet's going to be dead now. That Staff Wizardry not going to keep him alive, but he does buy the Necronomicon on time. Nico, in the meanwhile, might be in for some trouble. Slither and Crush, Slither and Crush. It's on cooldown. Sonic Wave is used. Chase continues. Oh, nice vacuum away! Right as the stun has been animation, but Equal's going to pick up the kill. Thanks to that haste rune. In the middle lane, Chen smoked up. He does get revealed. Unfortunately, Lucky leading the way with his hero instead of the creeps. Bit of a misplay there. I don't think they would have caught Wall Eater anyway. But it was going to be a little bit close. Quicks on the bottom lane. This is very similar to how Light of Heaven likes to play as Windrunner. For anyone who hasn't watched Navi or they're not familiar with Light of Heaven's Windrunner, basically he just likes to sit in lane and farm. He farms more than pretty much any other Windrunner in the game. At the same time, as a result, he gets really strong items up. He pushes towers hard. So it's interesting. He's got one of the lowest participations of any hero in terms of kills, which means, let's say your team gets 20 kills, and you have 10 kills and 5 assists, as the bottom tower is about to go down, then you have a 75% participation rate, but Light of Heaven's is much lower, yet his Windrunner is one of the best, so KEITA perhaps taking a page out of the book of Light of Heaven. Quick's going to be farming quite a bit, up to 60 creeps. He's leading the way along with Wall Eater, who despite dying quite a few times and really not having a good game for a Death Prophet, is still 62-7, and Nikwa all the way up to 90 creeps, so the farming advantage going the way of KEITA, but overall in terms of the gold I expect it's a little more even, only slightly in favor of the Dire. Yeah, I'm not going to say that was a strategy pause, but that was a fortunate time to pause, I suppose. Or unfortunate, rather, as it led to their doom. Regen rune picked up on the Death Prophet. She's going to be heading back middle. Now, it seems like we're settling into a little bit more of a stable, long-term game, so I suppose the next obvious question is, well, who does that favor? If you look at the Dire squad, they have incredibly strong teamfight. Death Prophet, that's pretty much all the damage you need in a teamfight if you can keep her alive. Dark Seer, great initiation, great teamfight abilities. Well, hold that thought as RMN looks to be getting ganked here. Venomous Gale, Poison Nova dropped Ravage as well. Chen heal not in time. Slardar will go down. Looks like 570 will be next to follow. Indeed he will. So I was going to say, well, they have really strong team fight. They'll probably win any sort of late game confrontation unless the Radiant can bait out those ultimates. But they also have good ganking power, so this lineup is working out pretty well. Pressure applied to the middle and bottom lane, or top lane simultaneously. Chen doing what he can to stop the push. Oh, blink in from Queen of Pain. Very offensive blink. Looks like Pinoy's going to go down. Prophet ultimate doing a lot of damage. Send back home for Chen. Not going to be in time. Lucky's going to go down. The cast bouncing wildly. Quick's in jeopardy now. He'll be the next to drop. In comes Slardar. Big Slytherin Crush on Witch Doctor. He drops almost instantly. There's the Death Prophet ultimate. Triple kill coming out. Ultra kill for Prophet. Prophet does die. Will he buy back? I'm not sure if he's got the money or the cooldown. I believe he has both. And it looks like Nikwa will be the next to follow. Come on, you know you want to buy back for this Rampage, Mantis. You know you want to. You know you want to. You know you want to. No, he's not going to buy back. Crush at the maximum range. Oh, that was really well played by RMN. Perfect knowledge of the range of that Crush. Out comes the kill for 570. Well, I thought KEITA had the edge in the team fights, but Prophet ult plus Queen of Pain ult and Scream hitting 3 people means everyone dies pretty much instantly. That's why you need the pipe and the mechanism. They've got the mech, but they don't have the pipe yet, and that's going to be the next pickup that's crucial for them. Well, they have it now. They did not have it during that fight. Yeah, well, Quicks, I would not say he's playing completely Light of Heaven-esque at the moment, as he's only gotten the 1 tower bottom. And that was with some help, but, you know, he's certainly off to a decent start. I mean, 1-2-7, 7 assists, only 2 deaths and 1 kill. I'm going to say that's a good job by him. Well, this might not be a good job. Hasted Slardar coming in, looking for the Crush. Nice shackle shot from Quick. Power shot to follow. Gus should clean up the kill. Indeed it does. Overextension by RMN, and he pays. KEITA playing very... I mean, this game, boy, this is a rubber band, to say the least. Yeah, Prophet has been going for the Necronomicon. It's up to level 2. It'll be hitting level 3 momentarily. Probably a good time to take a look at general item progression. Chen getting close to the mech. He's only 700 away. Venomancer not having a good time. Only with the cloak and the arcane bits up. Guessing he's nowhere near his pipe. Indeed he is not. Courier doing some supply drops behind enemy lines. Quicks with the mech. We already mentioned that. And Jerome's up on Wall Eater. This is very poor farm for a Death Prophet. I mean, normally at this point in the game, you like to see a hood up on her, maybe a vitality booster, or, you know, working towards a heart if she's having a really good game, or bloodstone, something like that. Shiva's decent as well. Hey, it's not mattering too much, as they are getting a tower top, and that's a tier 2. Looks like they're going to defend the tier 1 mid. This is a crucial tower in this game. If the Dire can get up in Aegis, it's going to be very difficult for the Radiant. Now, of course, The likely carrier would be the Death Prophet, just because she's does most of their damage in the team fight. The problem is, if she dies and she comes back, she will not have her ultimate when she respawns. So while she's the best carrier, she won't necessarily make the best use out of it. And I'm curious if they go for Roshan, who will they give it to? I'm kind of thinking that maybe the Dark Seer, maybe the Windrunner would be a good choice. Witch Doctor, I mean, hey, he's likely to die anyway, so you'd think maybe give it to him twice, but probably just die a second time, so I'm not going to say that's the best choice. Lucky, very close to the mechanism, not going to be close after he dies here. Runs into an absolute nerd pile! 5 heroes, Ravage blown, that was a little bit excessive, to say the least. But the kill secured, and looks like they want to make a go at Roshan here. Chen up in 26 seconds, can he buyback? Nope, no buyback available. No, they're not going to Roshan, they're going to pump fake, spread out, and continue to farm. Kind of furiously defending this tier 1 tower. They are not going to give it up. You can see NEXT.kz wants to spread the map. They want to look to sort of push all the lanes at once. And KEITA Gaming is trying their best to punish that by doing 2 or 3 man ganks, smoking up here and there, and catching those heroes out. KEITA going to be doing a little bit of pulling in the top lane. I mean, at this point, this is one of the more even games I've ever cast, especially considering just how many kills we've seen already. 32 kills in 20 minutes, that's a lot of action. I normally expect to see a little bit one-sided. Surge in on Pinoy, he doesn't have the Ravage though, this might go the other way. The Necrobook doing so much damage to Pinoy, I think he's going to go down to those creeps, plus the Shadow Strike. Will we see a deny? The Mana Burn, not up for 10 seconds. This melee creep being so annoying, but Cat's going to clean those up. Even a Shackle Shot being used. Everything required to keep Pinoy alive, as well as those dual heals. He'll be okay for now. In the middle lane, Mantis doing some kind of cheesy pushing, but it looks like the tower's going to get denied. He's looking to micro those minions. Walleater eats a Gale, gets the deny. Pinoy, no Ravage, but he TP's in anyway. 570 going to be dropping here. And Prophet picks up an Invis and he wants some blood. He doesn't have his ultimate up right now. Pretty low on mana, decently low on HP, but Mantis wants to make something happen anyway. But with the heal on Walleater, looks like Mantis is going to back up. Armed on the bottom lane, 900 gold away from the BKB. Now, that's going to be a big pickup, because the only real counter that the Dire have to it is the well, not a counter, but the only way to deal with it is going to be the Death Prophet ultimate. And you could argue the Witch Doctor ultimate, but let's be honest, this Witch Doctor is not getting that ult off in a team fight. He's got boots, he's level 8, he's got 700 health. He's going to die if there's a team fight. Armed is trapped here. Is he trapped here? Nope, he's just backstabbing. I thought he might have been treed in there by accident. No idea how. Oh! Slithering Crush Juke by Nikwa. Nikwa going to be looking to skate out. Will there be TPs in support? Prophet TPs in to the top. Oh, cancel this TP, so he's not going to come in the end. Equal taking a lot of damage. He's going for Necronomicon as well. So we're going to see mass Necrobooks. This will get a lot of pushing power. Equal in a little bit of trouble, is able to blink away. Armen comes back in to protect him. Who else would go for one? I mean, I think it's just going to be 2, because Chen, looking for the mechanism, he's not going to farm a Necrobook up anytime soon. A Venomancer, of course, most likely going to be going for the pipe, if he can farm it. And then Slardar, after the BKB, probably going to tank up a little bit, go for a Vitality Booster, maybe a Blink Dagger for initiation. Still, 2 Necrobooks, quite a lot of damage, and the summons are really nice against big AoE ults, so the Mana Burn will be helpful as well. Now, this is a kind of a cheesy tactic. If you go for mass Necrobooks, they do decrease in effectiveness as the game goes longer. So for like the next, let's say 10, 15 minutes, they're going to be extremely powerful. But once you get to the 40, 45, 50 minute mark, if you're still relying on those Necrobooks to do damage, and, you know, Death Prophet's got some items up, suddenly they're not going to hurt as badly. She's got a plate mail. Guessing this will be a Shiva's Guard. That's normally what it would build into. Now, Salt Cuirass would not be bad. Especially against Slardar, that would help a lot with his minus armor from that amplified damage for the whole team. But we'll have to see which way she goes. Nothing has been revealed just yet. Thor Staff up on Quicks, push Commency on the middle lane. Nikwa has completed that pipe for quite some time and well on his way to Aghanim. Sprout from Mantis, nice Sprout. Vacuum in, will we see a Shackle Shot? Quicks looking for it, just doing some auto attacks for now. Prophet drops the Necrobook. This is going to be a kill on Mantis. The question is, will he buy back? Can he buy back? Cannot. Just picked up an Ogre Club here. Walleater going to be pressuring this middle tower, and this is how Death Prophet has been played recently. Just so effective at, well, this is how she's always played, and this is where she shines. So effective at pushing these towers in the mid game. Tower taking a ton of damage. Chen going for the deny. Will Lucky be punished for it? No, he'll be okay. Speaking of Lucky, he's got the mechanism. He's got another 1,000 gold. Surprisingly good farm for a rather rough start. Shackle Shot not going to last. He was going for the 2-hero Shackle Shot. Queen of Pain drops the ult. Mechanism just in time. Equal should be able to get out of here. Only a Gush was used, so not a big commitment from the Dire. It was a TP, but that's not too big of a deal. In fact, Equal's not had enough yet. This might be his undoing. A nice cast bounce here would put him into a lot of trouble. Pinoy, no Blink Dagger yet. Getting close. Gush coming out. Queen of Pain blinks away. Kind of an odd blink. Ravage is going to get dropped for that Anchor Snatch as well. Witch Doctor ult. Healing Hand coming out from Chen. Not going to be enough. Huge commitments on almost every kill this game. But hey, you can't argue with results. And, you know, they get a couple kills. The Chen ultimate was used unsuccessfully. Couple heroes smoked up for the Radiant. They're going to look to do a little ganking of their own. If they find Bonjaja, who's got a fresh shiny new gem, he is absolutely dead. Immediately running away. 570, I guess not having vision there, or maybe getting a little juked. This will be a delicious kill. Bonjaja, what are you doing? He runs back in, drops the cast. Gale is going to latch DD up on the Slardar. This is the deadest Witch Duck you will ever see. Slithering Crush on Neekwa to follow. Is he going to get bashed? Necrobulk, Vacuum. Looks like in the end, oh, Darkseer goes down, drops the wall as well. BKB was up on Slardar. He used it in that fight. Will they go for the tower? Will they back off? Maybe make a go at Roshan? Will they just push it slowly? Your guess is as good as mine. They're kind of fighting over Roshan here. They're fighting themselves. So slowly working down these illusions. Now they're going to be pushing, and this is a freaking massive army. This is where the mass Necrobooks really shine. Is you got the Venomancer wards, you've got all the Treants, you've got the Chen creeps. And of course you've got, you know, the ability to just, you know, have the auras from, well, he only has the toughness aura right now, but you've got the swiftness aura, you've got the Necrobooks aura, you can pop the drums if you get one. I would not mind seeing a drum as the next item pickup. That was an awkward, that was game changing. This Witch Doctor, that was like that was his entire piggyback, man. That was his life savings, and he just flushed it down the drain there. Alright, let's sort of collect ourselves. Try to get a bigger picture look at the game, as I feel like I haven't had a chance to do that. Well, I say that while Leader's got other ideas. So, XP graph, slight advantage for the Radiant. I mean, at this point, 2000 XP is nothing. And XP can be misleading because it's got diminishing returns, unlike gold. 5000 XP does not give you the same number of levels, if you're talking about like starting from level 10 versus starting from level 1. In terms of the gold graph, very, very close. This game is quite even. Now, the other crucial measurement is map control. And what do we see? We see the Dire, I want to say more like a third of the map under their control. This is the power of Prophet as well as Chen. So much pushing. And of course, when you lose a team fight, your lanes tend to get pushed. KEITA, despite their lack of map control and limited vision, the gem also not being up on the Witch Doctor, they're going to be going for Roshan here. This is pretty bold. I think that's a polite way to put it. BKB up on Prophet. NEXT.kz has to know what's happening. I mean, they saw Witch Doctor going here to ward. There's 4 heroes off the map. Do they know? I mean, they have to, right? But Equal's just sort of hanging back. They're sending the Treants in. Will it be in time, though? Prophet already at, or excuse me, Roshan already at half health. Lucky going to be doing a little bit of sniping from the high ground. Wall is dropped, but not in the best location. They're going to run through it anyway. Roshan almost going down. Wall Eater so low. He dies. Roshan is not dead yet. Vacuum in. Poison Nova. BKB up on Slardar. Will the Ravage get dropped? Queen of Pain, Ultimate God. This fight is chaotic. Hand of God coming. Nobody on the Radiant has died yet. 2 heroes down for the Dire. Pinoy drops as well. Very strong team fight. And I gotta criticize this wall drop. Normally you want to save that. Roshan's still not dead. 4 heroes. Triple kill for the Prophet. This guy's filthy rich. Aegis goes to Equal. That's a big advantage for NEXT.kz. What was a close gold graph. And hold on 1 second. Wall Eater about to drop 2. Not going to give the Ultra to the Prophet, but he's pretty happy with that. Yeah, I don't think you can really go for Roshan when this is the extent of your vision, and you're placing the ward as you start. If they had a medallion, if they had some minus armor, maybe even if they had a... Do they have a drum? They needed just a little bit more to do that, but that's pretty risky. And you don't want to be sitting in the pit dropping the wall like that. You saw the Ravage. I mean, tidehunter just held onto it, he held onto it. He didn't want to drop it on Slardar. That'd be a Slardar with the BKB up, but in the end, no choice. He ended up dropping, it was not enough. Rack's gonna be dropping now. Man, NEXT.kz, very convincing win. It was back. Well, I say very convincing. It was back and forth for a while, but that fight was impressive to say the least. Partially KEITA's blunder, but also NEXT.kz with good coordination there, good patience in the assault. Nice play from Lucky, scouting on the high ground and controlling those properly. Well, I'm talking like the game is over, but who knows? Maybe it's not. Our-men gonna get sent back. Just some cheese coming out from him. Aegis was used actually on equal. Sorry, I missed that. He's got the Necronomicon 3 up. He's got 1900 gold in the bank. Mantis, you cheeky little wanker. Also getting the bottom tower. So he's getting everything he can out of that one Roshan fight.
Invisibility.
Alright, so Prophet. 560 gold per minute. And he's been ganking all game. I mean, sure he got the Midas, he got it quickly. But this is not a pub Prophet who gets the Midas, then farms for Nagadins, then farms for a Refresher, then farms for some damage items, and refuses to help your team the entire time. This guy's been involved very actively. Mantis 9-4-9, they've had 25 kills. He's been in on 18 of them. Chen, most notably, 2 and 15. Now, normally Chen doesn't get that many assists because he doesn't really do damage, especially in the mid game. I mean, sure, he's got the creeps. In theory, he can get them. But in reality, let's be honest, Chen's usually getting focused down. The fights are prolonged and the creeps die fairly quickly, but Lucky playing exceptionally well. He started off strong with that early fight bottom, and he's just been snowballing from there up to level 14. He's got his own Necronomicon, so what was I talking about? He'd probably go for, or he wouldn't be able to farm it after the mechanism. He's got the Necro 2, can have a Necro 3 soon, and at that point, they can just send the Treants in, the Chen creeps in, the Plague Wards in, and the triple Necronomicons, and just right-click the towers. They don't even have to commit their heroes. And if the Dire try to commit, well, BKB on the Prophet, BKB on the Slardar, Chen to send people home if they get into trouble, Queen of Pain with the Blink, also with the Veil of. Yeah, this Chen is ballin', to say the least. And Prophet, even more gold in the bank, finally going for some damage, so that'll synergize well with the Slardar's Midas Armor. At this point, this is just sort of the icing on the cake. Once you get that, what's it called, Monkey Key bar up, you'll be pretty happy. But it's certainly not necessary. They could honestly group up 5 now and just go push a lane. Now, this is where what I talked about earlier may come into play. What I mean by that is, at the beginning of the cast, I was mentioning there's a lot of big teamfight ultimates on the Dire side. Now, in theory, this is great late game, because you have all these teamfight ultimates. Teamfights tend to happen in the late game. So you win the teamfight, oh, you know, you're pretty happy. But let's keep in mind, you're up against a Prophet who's rich. So if he wants to hold on to this gold, even if he dies in a teamfight, it's going to be hard to begin with. He can buy back and TP right in, or he can start backdooring. 570 going to die here. He just drops his ult, as well as the Gale, doing whatever damage he can. Smart by NEXT.kz to cut their losses, while Prophet pressures the bottom lane. At this point, Venomancer is not that important, and he spent whatever money he could before dying. Slowly working towards the pipe. Equal initiation on the top lane. The wall gets dropped. The vacuum very late. Ravage only hitting Queen of Pain. Might be able to blink out. No. Oh, is just going to be able to blink out, but in the end, it's not enough. Our men should be able to get away. Sprinting fish versus, or slithering fish versus sprinting purple man. Who wins? Looks like for this battle, the fish wins. Lucky gets vacuumed in. Necro 3, I believe that's Necro 3, is dropped. Doing a lot of damage to Nico. He's running out of mana quickly. Oh man, Prophet hurting. He must got the MTP up. Indeed he does. Bolshaja drops as well. What looked like a decent fight for the Dire. Once the Ravage is down, once the wall is down, there's just nothing left, man. There's nothing in the tank. Oh, jeez. So, the gold graph, probably going to reflect that. Yeah, well, plateau to 10,000. But that's a more sizable lead, and that's what you would expect when the Prophet's doing this well.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I mean, it's not too often you see a team give away a Prophet and a Chen, and I think we're finding out why today. If anyone doubted the power of these heroes, lest you forget, lest you disrespect them, you better respect them, because, man, they are pushing like champs, they're ganking all over the place, and they're just keeping their team alive, too. Just nice map control coming out from NEXT.kz on the backs of these strong hero picks. Gonna be sieging down the tower, mechanism is dropped, Necro 3's, yet it's so hard to kill, so tanky. Still doing a bunch of damage, Mantis gets sent back to base, drops a defensive sprout, and he's out of there. This is so cheesy, he can TP right back in if he needs to. Armen with the BKB should be just fine, in fact he might look to go on the offensive. Prophet should be TPing him momentarily, he does! Instant melting from Quicks. Banjaja likely to follow, he gets a double kill going the way for Armen. Might be a triple, no, nice blink out from Wall. from Pinoy, excuse me. Wall Eater gets netted though. He's going to be the one who pays. The wall is dropped. The vacuum is dropped. Not the best Sonic Wave. Shackle shot on 2 heroes in the middle of the wall. That's pretty decent. But Lucky's got the mechanism coming up. The pipe is up. Everyone should be fine. The tower goes down. Queen of Pain in the middle of everyone. Focus fire being applied to equal. They really want to bring him down. Venomous Gale. Poison Nova on 3 from the looks of it. Neeko probably going to die. Some fountain farming on the way. Mantis, wicked sick. Double kill. Will he get the triple? He will. He pops the BKB. Going for 4 at the fountain. Sprout as well. Not tanky enough. Oh, he gets it. Godlike from Mantis. Man, just fed away about 700 gold, but who cares? The game is over. Oh, wow. Action-packed game to say the least. A little bit more fountain diving from our men. Those bashes too strong. 570. Gonna live, barely. KEITA Gaming, I mean, it was very back and forth for a while. And then it's like NEXT.kz just decided to turn on the afterburners, and they just scooted away with this one. What was initially a very close game turned into, I mean, if not a stomp, then certainly a pretty one-sided affair. Of course, the gold graph, as you would expect, is reflecting it. As the throne dies, let's take a look at our final scoreboard. Mantis 14, 5, and 13. Gotta say, he and Lucky are the MVPs of this game. Maybe give a slight edge to Mantis just because, I mean, look at that record. That's pretty impressive there. Getting into the double digits on the kills and the assists. And only dying 5 times. KEITA fought valiantly. In the end, it was not enough. So there's your match for today. I believe that's it. I'm going to take a look and see if there are any other matches coming up. But for now, that's going to be it. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. I will let you know momentarily if there's going to be any more matches. Oh, and for anyone who's just tuning in, who's not familiar with me, I'm LD. I work for dotacommentaries.com. I've been casting for the Premier League as well as the ProDota2 League, a couple of other events. If you enjoy my casting, if you want to hear more, feel free to subscribe to the Twitch. I also have a YouTube where I'll be posting all the VODs. The VODs should be up on Twitch as well. Not only for this event, but for anything else I cast, including the Premier League. So I hope you guys are enjoying the broadcast, and I will let you know very soon if there's going to be any more games.